Week 2 of the fantasy football season. Here's a few running backs have his sleeper options. This week, the first running back, Alexander Mattison of the Las Vegas Raiders. Mattison, he was a hot pickup off the waiver wire, added in 24% of fantasy leagues, but still out there in 72% of fantasy leagues. So week 1, it was pretty much a 50-50 split, and the way the game script went as well, where they were trailing, was this Raider team the majority of the game. He was the passing downs back with Zamir White, more in between the tackles, 5 carries, 19 rush yards, 4 catches, 43 receiving yards, and a touchdown and 6 targets. So more of the same, I believe, will happen this week at the Baltimore Ravens, where they're going to be trailing early and often is this Vegas Raider team, and they're going to have to throw the football on Alexander Mattison. That's one thing he's been decent at over the last couple seasons. Last year as a starter and full-time back, he couldn't get the job done with the Minnesota Vikings, but as a guy could come in a few carries per game and catch a few passes out of the backfield. I think that backup role fits Mattison well, but like I said, right now, it looks like a 50-50 split in the early going in for the Vegas Raiders in the backfield with White and Mattison after Josh Jacobs left in free agency. And right now, if you want to take a shot, and like I said, the way the game script most likely is going to be, Mattison will be there more for catching the football. The next running back, Ty Chandler of the Minnesota Vikings. Ty Chandler, he got some work in week 1. Jones looked good, but this week could be more of the same of, like I said, with Mattison, that Chandler's going to come in on passing downs. I know Aaron Jones could catch the football out of the backfield, but Ty Chandler is going to have a role in this offense, and he's available in 71% of fantasy leagues. And one of the better handcuffs as well, because we know Aaron Jones, yearly, he's good to miss 2 to 4 games per season. So week 1 of the Giants, like I said, 8 carries, 17 yards, 3 catches, 25 yards. And this week in a matchup versus San Francisco, where I believe Minnesota is going to be trailing quickly in this game and have to throw a lot, and that's where Ty Chandler comes into play, catching the football out of the backfield. Even if he could get you a bogus 8-10 fantasy point leagues for PPR leagues, I think that's a decent option in Ty Chandler in those super flex leagues, and he's available in 71% of fantasy leagues. And the third and final running back I have as a sleeper options, Tank Bigsby of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So last season, I thought Bigsby was going to get more work, but obviously that didn't happen. But week 1, he stepped in, and it was close in the carries between him and Travis Etienne. And Bigsby almost averaging 7 yards per carry, 12 carries, 73 yards. So Bigsby, not much receiver out of the backfield. You don't have that going for him. But in between the tackles, a more physical back than Travis Etienne, looks for contact. And like I said, coming out last season as rookie, there was a lot of hype with Tank Bigsby. But maybe a year later now, is this where he could be a potential breakout running back? Because if Etienne goes down, Bigsby's a top 15, 20 running back weekly, I believe, for fantasy owners. So right now, well, he's available in 75% of fantasy leagues, and looks like he's going to split it the way that game went in week 1. And this week, it's not a great matchup versus the Cleveland Browns, but I think Tank Bigsby's going to get opportunity, and if you're in a pinch, could use him in deeper leagues. That's a few running backs I have as sleepers for week 2 of the fantasy football season.